practice is a general practice. It's 11 operatories. It's one of the most modern offices, I believe, that's in Northern Ontario. We have over 25 employees, and it's been open for about 6 years in this particular location. And the general practice is kind of like we do everything in our office, and implants is a big portion of this of what we do now. And the culture of the office is that we have we're patient-oriented, patient-centered, and we do everything that we can to help our patients achieve their goals. It actually happened during the pandemic, and what happened was that it came up on my Facebook page and my feed, and I was interested in knowing more because the posts were from other doctors and cases that were coming up, and it seemed very interesting. And it must have known that I was interested in digital workflow, because I kept saying that I wanted to do digital workflow and I can't really find a place that did it. And it came up, and it was a very unique course, and I wanted to learn more about digital workflow in full arch dentistry. I was expecting to take elements that I was missing in my own personal digital workflow and filling in the blanks and finding out what the elements that I'm missing in order to do this successfully and predictably. And when I came to the course, it did answer all my questions and more, and as I expected. And I wanted to, I'm very excited to take it back with me and use it competently within my office. I brought my two lovely assistants with me, Jamie and Olivia, and they've been with me since the beginning of the pandemic, and they're a great addition to my team, and very happy to have them here. My overall experience is that it's quite comprehensive, and one would have to be somewhat into this field and into digital dentistry to begin with to really appreciate all that's being done here, and or suffered a lot through analog dentistry to want to be here, right? So you know, it's meant to be easy in the hands of someone who really understands the entire workflow, but a huge digital component that you will learn. They were very welcoming. They treated us very well. I probably gained 5 pounds during this whole entire trip, and they were very attentive to all my needs, answered my questions respectively, and I didn't feel like any question that I asked were too little or too inconvenient for them, and they're very, very accommodating. The most important thing I learned about full arch masters is that you need a good support system when you're going down this road of full arch dentistry. Don't be a lone wolf. Surround yourselves with mentors, surround yourselves with the best, and stay in touch. And he's created a network where we can all stay in touch with each other, and that's really good, because this tends to be a very lonely profession unless you can find people that you can trust and who are willing and wanting to help. I think it's really important because, you know, often as dentists, when we go to high power courses like this, and we go back home and try to implement even 10% of what we've learned, it becomes very foreign to the team. And having some key team members with you brings more power and more reinforcement of what you're trying to implement in your team, and it helps you figure out your identity as a dentist better amongst your team members. Otherwise, you know, we've all experienced that you go back, you learn something great, and then you say, okay, Monday morning we're going to do all of this, and they kind of look at you with deer in headlights. And you know, I don't want that moving forward, and I've done it enough times, and having team members here and the right team members is really important. It was very clear, learned a lot in that live patient situation, learning how to use scanners, learning how to the feel of putting screws in, watching the occlusion coming together very quickly, transitioning from temporaries to permanents. We got to see sort of like every aspect of the entire process. Kind of gave you a taste of it, and after this I'm going to, you know, really work in the lab and, you know, spend the time that I wanted and implementing the stuff that I've learned throughout the week. I'm saying that you better do it, otherwise you'll be left behind.